Well, we're talking about custody issues when you're in a divorce. Now, hopefully, you're not in a divorce, and hopefully, you don't have to deal with custody issues, but not everybody is so lucky as that. And one of the number one questions that people ask when they're dealing with custody is how old can the child be before they get to choose where they get to go? And the answer to that is the child never gets to choose where they go at all, period, under any circumstance. They're a minor at law, and that means that they're incompetent. They don't have the ability to contract. They don't have the ability to make legal decisions. And in tow, they don't have the ability to choose where they want to live. Now, that is one way of looking at it. And the other way of looking at it is their opinion is important to the court. So if the child can get on the stand, talk to the judge, make sense of what they want, the judge will definitely take that into consideration. But if they're going to get on the stand and say, Dad's got a cool Xbox, or, Mom lets me eat all the yummy treats in the fridge, then probably not. Probably the judge is going to ignore that, but you also have to beware because a lot of parents try to con their children, or, give them presents to come live with them. And the judge will usually ferret that out. We had one example where the judge leaned down and was like, hey, you got a cool watch to one of the kids. And the child said, yeah, my mom gave it to me because I was getting ready to testify today so that I could come live with her. If that happens to you, you're going to jail. So we don't want you to go to jail this spring. There's so many lovely days ahead of you. And it's not a good idea to try to trick your child or, give them gold watches. Let them do that when they get those when they retire. Instead, the rule of thumb is when you've got an attorney, they may need to talk to your child if there's not an attorney for the child. And that's referred to as an attorney ad litem, but that's a whole nother show for a whole nother day. The real issue is, does your child have the ability to intellectually talk to the judge? Does the child have the ability to say, hey, when I go to Dad's, I'm basically left alone. I'm all by myself. I'm staring at the wall. Everybody ignores me. He's at work the whole time. I'd like to be somewhere else where I get a little attention, where somebody can help me with my homework, where somebody can get me to school on time. Those issues, might sway the judge into the child's position or into the position of the home that's in that child's best interest, because that's what we're looking at. It's not mom or dad. It's where is the child going to flourish? Where is the child going to do the best? And at the same time, the child may do the best in one home, but the child still needs to visit with the other parent. We don't want to cut another parent out unless, here are the magic words, unless it is contrary to the health, safety, and welfare to be with the other parent. So if the other parent's a jerk, that doesn't mean it's contrary to their health, safety, and welfare. There is no law against being a jerk in the state of Arkansas. And if there was, a lot of people would be in jail, and I think we all know that. So hopefully this spring you don't have custody issues. Hopefully everything's going great in your house. But, legal issues do pop up, and when they do, you need help. And if that's the case, give me a call. I'm Fuller Bumpers. Love to talk to you, love to bring you in, and love to get you headed in a better direction.